Rick Chow trial has sparked intense discussion across the Midlands and beyond. Throughout the proceedings, jurors heard from several witnesses who were present the night Cyrus Carmack Belton was shot and killed. One of those witnesses was Jasmine Broadwater, and now for the first time, she's speaking publicly about her experience, the testimony she gave, and her thoughts following the verdict. Jasmine, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today.
Thank you for asking me.
My first question for you is what was your reaction when you heard the not guilty verdict, and how have you been processing it since then?
Um, it's been a very disappointing, um, definitely disappointing. It was definitely a slap to everyone's face, not only just to Cyrus' family, but all of the witnesses, everyone who worked so hard, to bring justice to the family. But it definitely was a disappointment.
You have testified in a case that has received a tremendous amount of public attention. We're not just talking about here in the Midlands, but really across the nation. And so, my question for you now is what was it like taking the stand and sharing your account in front of the jury and really in front of what seemed like the whole world?
So to get on the stand to relive that moment all over again, especially on the day of the 3rd year anniversary of Cyrus' death, that took a lot, to go on there to speak on what I saw, how I saw everything go down, seeing Cyrus on the ground. It really was something that I didn't want to relive again. But going up there to speak my truth to try to get Cyrus' family some type of justice, to let them know, like, yes, I saw what happened to your son. It it takes a toll on you a little bit.
Well, after everything you've been through from the night of the shooting to testifying at the trial, how have you been? How have you been working through those emotions? What's it been like?
Just staying off social media as much as I can. Of course, I did see some of the comments that some people have made about me and the other witnesses. I've been called a lot of names in the comments, stating that I wasn't telling the truth. There were people saying that I was lying under oath, that I didn't really see anything at all, or that I'm lying about who really shot Cyrus. So I've been doing my best to avoid social media, been trying my best to avoid responding back to most people in the comments. It was a lot of rude stuff and how mean and hurtful the things that people were saying about me. And I have to keep in mind that they were not there. I was. And I have to live with this. They don't. So it's been taking a little bit of a toll on me, trying not to replay it over and over again. But after hearing the verdict, it's like you can't help but keep replaying it over and over again about what happened that night.
How are you navigating this time? Did you think this would receive so much attention? Were you expecting to get some of the blowback and pushback for going up there and telling your truth?
I did mentally prepare myself that I was going to get pushback for being on the stand, but and also I already knew what I was signing myself up for, getting on that stand to speak the truth. I was not expecting it to go national at all. I thought this was just it was right here in this moment, but I honestly I didn't care if it did go national at all. I just wanted to go out there and speak my truth about what I saw, what happened that day.
When you were in the courtroom and you were testifying, can you talk to me about what the atmosphere was like inside that courtroom?
Definitely you could feel the tension in the air. You could feel that a lot of people were holding their breath on, what I was going to say. I couldn't let my emotions get the best of me because I knew if I let my emotions get the best of me, then of course it was going to be questioned more. Well, maybe she is lying. And I'm like, no, I'm not. And of course, when I seen Cyrus' mom for the first time and I seen the look on her face, I seen a mom that is hurt. and she wanted someone to, tell the truth about what happened, like speak up for my son. And I felt like in that moment, I was speaking up for her son because, nothing can bring back Cyrus. And there's no money in the world or anything that can fill that hole in that mother's heart. She lost a child at the end of the day. And even though I don't have kids, I have a brother. I only have one brother. So if that was my brother, I would want somebody to speak up to tell us what happened. And I felt like I did the best I could to tell her what happened to her child that day that I witnessed it. So hopefully, I know it's not going to smooth her pain, but I'm truly am sorry that happened to Cyrus because nobody ever expected to and wake up to see somebody get shot like that, especially in close range. So I truly am sorry for Cyrus' family, especially his mom.
You witnessed something so tragic, so horrific. How has this experience changed you as a person?
Definitely keeping my eyes open, watching my surroundings, and honestly, it showed me how the justice system is so messed up, especially seeing how all the evidence have been presented. All of us witnesses, where we have all said the same thing. The medical examiner, I mean, just everything was right there. The videos from the store, everything was right there. And just to come back and say not guilty, that was a child at the end of the day. That it really changed me as and to realize that our justice system, it's a lot of work that needs to be done. And especially in South Carolina has a real problem on their hands. And some changes gonna have to be made.
Let me ask you about this as well. There's been a lot of debate and commentary online about the case. I mean, you said you've received some, you've seen it. Is there anything you wish people understood about what you witnessed or your experience as a witness?
I want people to understand that, that's my first time ever seeing somebody get shot, especially in close range, and especially seeing that it was a child. You know, Also to the simple fact that I've seen the comments of some people saying that I really didn't see the shooting because in my 911 call, as I called 911 and I did see the shooting, of course I said, I think I saw, but you have to understand I was in shock. So when you're in shock, you're trying to process exactly what you just saw. Like my eyes, I'm looking like I think I know that's not what I think I'm seeing right now, especially when I'm really looking at it and I'm trying to process like, oh my God, this is really happening in front of me. So I want people to understand like I was in shock and I've never witnessed something like that before. So that's a lot emotionally on me because that's something that once again, I have to live with. I have to, you try to push it to the back of your head not to think about it, but this is something that you cannot think about. I seen a grown man just shoot a child in the back on my way of taking my family who was in town visiting me out to eat. And that's a lot to take in. And so it really changed me as a person. It really changed my look on the justice system and just seeing that, we could protest all day, we could scream all day about how, changes need to be made. But if nobody's putting in the effort to make the changes, people like Mr. Child's gonna always get off on doing stuff like this.
Jasmine, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us about your experience. My heart's definitely with you because what you witnessed back in 2023. Definitely tragic. And so, again, my heart with you as you continue to process this. Now, my friends, anything that you want to know about this case, we have been covering it from gavel to gavel. We've been covering this case since that shooting happened back in 2023. We have all of that right now on WLTX.com. And again, that's where you'll be able to watch this full interview.